So here's James from the Telegraph. What do you think of the situation of the United transfer market right now?
Well, it's been slow. Obviously, Tyrell Malacia is their only signing so far. I think Erik ten Hag would clearly have liked more players in by now. He's got a lot to change in playing style, a lot of new ideas to implement, and try to do that without sort of key new signings and some sort of star players like Ronaldo. And this won't be easy. I think a lot of the players that you'll probably see on this tour, and certainly in the Liverpool game against Bangkok, they might not be in the first team come October or November. The squad will probably look very different by then. So I think it's probably a frustration for them that they've not made great progress. I think some things are out of their hands. I think sort of Frenkie de Jong, they're obviously waiting for a wage deferral issue with Barcelona to be resolved. Hard to say how quickly that could be dealt with. I think Christian Eriksen will sign later this week. I think he'll come in as the second signing. And then after that, we're obviously in talks with Lisandro Martinez and Anthony Ajax. They're haggling over price at the moment. Ajax are demanding more money than United are prepared to pay. I think by the end of the tour, I think they'd certainly hope to have at least another couple of players in, and I think Ten Hag will be desperate to do his business this month. If things drag into August, then it starts to get tricky with the Premier League season starting early because of the World Cup.
You just heard Erik ten Hag talks about Cristiano's situation. How do you analyze this? What's happened?
Well, I mean, he's obviously been granted additional time off to not be here on tour because of family issues at home. I think everyone will be aware that in April it was announced that one of his twin babies had died tragically, and United fully sort of support that time, and are prepared to give it to him. The curveball obviously is the fact that he's communicated that he wants to leave, and I'm not sure there could be too many bigger problems for Ten Hag than having his star player, one of the world's most famous players, being unsettled and wanting out. It is a real curveball for his plans for the season, and I'm not sure how it'll get resolved at this stage. It could, if it drags on until the final days of the transfer window, then it could overshadow his preparations for the start of the season. I also think trying to prepare the team in that style of play, the way he wants to press, the way he wants to play out, it's not easy to do without your star centre forward. Obviously Mason Greenwood's unavailable, Cavani's left, so Ronaldo's a key part of that team, and I really think it's an issue I don't think United were necessarily anticipating, and it's certainly one that they'll want to resolve quickly, but I just don't see this sort of issue being resolved swiftly.
This morning you just posted the news about United source just being assertive that Frenkie de Jong will come to us.
Yeah.
What do you think about Frenkie's situation? Because Thai fans are confused about this situation.
I think a lot of fans are confused and probably frustrated. This has been going on for 9 or 10 weeks now, this pursuit of de Jong. I think the difficulty was, if given the choice, I think Frenkie de Jong would stay at Barcelona, and I think United know that. Equally, Barcelona are prepared to sell him. United have got a broad agreement on price with Barcelona, 65 million euros up front, with another 20 million euros or so in additional payments. The issue is that de Jong agreed to defer a large chunk of his wages during the coronavirus pandemic. So he's currently owed over £17 million in wages by Barcelona. And the problem for Barcelona is that if he leaves, then that money has got to be repaid immediately. And this is holding up the deal at the moment. Barcelona obviously probably don't have the money to pay all of that from now, or they'd have to use a large part of the transfer fee to pay it off, or they may be trying to encourage United to pay it, or they'll try and encourage Frenkie de Jong to take a wage, to take a cut and reduce that amount. And again, it's hard to see that an easy, simple solution for that. So I think, yes, it's frustrating for United fans, but they may have to wait a little bit longer, really, for that deal to go over the line. I think it will, but there will probably come a point where United have got to say, look, we can't wait indefinitely here. I don't know at this stage how long that is, and it's clear that he is the principal signing, he's the priority transfer target for Ten Hag this season. He envisages building his team around him. So if they don't get him, they do say they've got alternatives, but I'm not necessarily sure they'll be quite of the standard that Ten Hag thinks De Jong is. So it's a big issue.
Any alternative do you think we're going for? Neves, Telemans?
To be honest, I don't. In terms of De Jong's replacement, I'm not sure. I think they're so fixated on getting him. There's been all sorts of names sort of bandied around. I mean, they'd love Declan Rice at West Ham, but he would cost 100 to 120 million pounds or something, and that's just not happening. I think they are well down the line with De Jong and they've invested a lot of time in it. And I don't think that they've got to this stage if they didn't get him. But the clock is ticking and they need to move fast. I think Eriksen will be a great signing. I think on a free, I think he'll be a superb signing if he comes in. But they really need to address that midfield. It's been a key area of weakness for the team, for the squad for a while now, and he needs players who can circulate the ball, who've got quality on the ball, who can retain possession, who can play his style of football, and that's going to be an adjustment for the current squad.
Yeah, just go back to the young topics. Any truth in Chelsea hijacking the deal?
I think there's tentative interest from Chelsea, but I think Barcelona are happy to have that out there to try and sort of ramp up the fee. I mean, they've been playing all sorts of games, haven't they? De Jong's not for sale, this, that. I mean, look, the reality is that they are negotiating and he's their player that they can get the best fee for. And if Xavi wants to sort of reshape that squad, he's going to have to bring money in. I mean, they've got rid of Coutinho, there's a few players have gone out on loan, they've got a few players off the wage bill, but the only player that he's prepared to lose that you can get substantial money for is De Jong. So, I think it will happen, but I couldn't say when, and I think it's got a while to run yet.
Please tell us about Lisandro Martinez and Antony's situation for now.
So Martinez wants to come. I think he's getting a bit frustrated that it's been held up. United have made, I think their last proposal in conversations was just over 42 million. I think that's still less than Ajax won. I think Martinez thinks it's a fair price. I think there's some frustration on the player's part. I think that deal will happen. I think he's of a mind to join United over Arsenal. I think they'll lose him. I think the bigger issues with Antony. Ajax won about 80 million euros, which is substantially more than United are prepared to pay. Ajax are obviously losing and offloading a lot of players. I think they'd really like Antony to stay another season. I think at this moment that's one of the hardest deals for the club to do. But again, if say Ronaldo was to go, and given the sort of desperate need for more attackers, they may find themselves further down the line having to pay a bit more than they wanted to.
Okay, just final question. After you came to Thailand, do you like our country?
Yeah, it's my third time here. I was here in 2005, so it's 17 years ago for the first time. And then it was back in 2013 when David Moyes was manager. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the chaos of it all. Really, really lively, bustling city. People are incredibly friendly. It's fantastic fun. We're having a great time. It's a bit of a shame, really, we're not here longer.
Okay, James, welcome to Thailand again.
Thank you.